What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tactical Tuesday. Welcome back for another episode with your friend, Dr. Robert Berghorn, physical therapist, owner of Ascent Physical Therapy here on Long Island, New York. I am very thankful and very grateful for you guys to be here. I want to thank everybody who did tune into last week's Tactical Tuesday because it was the best one I've had again so far. It beat the previous best by 9 views. So thank you for everybody who tuned in, for anybody who shared, for anybody who continues to share. Please continue to tune in. I will be trying to present in all the specific topics that you guys kind of request or anything that you guys are interested in. Please comment down below. That'll pop up and I'll be able to see everything going on. I thank you guys again so much. So tonight, we're going to be talking about gyms because Friday we got word from Governor Cuomo that we're going to be able to start going back to gyms. It's been 5 months since we've had gyms. A lot of people at this point have developed their own set of exercises or have gone on to virtual programs or developed their own way of kind of getting the exercise release that we're so used to getting that we weren't getting because of our gyms being closed. But now they're coming back. So I'm here to ask, what is everybody doing? I want to know what you guys are doing. Comment down below. Let me know whether you're going back, whether you're not going back, whether you have your own equipment now in your house, whether you feel like you don't have the appropriate necessities or you're feeling fearful. Please let me know. I'd be more than happy to kind of talk about it a little bit on top of what else I'm also going to talk about tonight. Please let me know. Comment down below and we'll talk about it. All right. So the one thing that you do have to worry about when we go back to the gym, there's going to be a bunch of different things just because for those of you who have not been in the gym, who have not been exercising as regularly, who have not been using the same amount of equipment or the same amount of resistance or the same amount of intensity that you used to be able to do, or your home life because of having to teach your kids or having to work longer hours at work, or whatever else has come up with life, you have not been able to do what you wanted to do, but now the gym is coming back. Now you have an excuse to kind of get out, escape a little bit. For those of you who are going back, here's what I want to talk about, just to make sure that if you have not been on top of your game and have not been someone who is continuing to exercise because of either you weren't able to get the equipment, was not able or wasn't sure about what to do because you didn't have the big machines that you're used to using and you didn't know how to use free weight, so you just didn't do anything, or you just have not been as motivated as some people, and that's completely fine and that's okay. As long as you are willing to get back to doing what you want to do and what you love to do, and part of that involves you getting back and going to the gym and staying healthy, that's perfectly great, fantastic, I love it. Just keep this all in mind. So first thing I want to talk about, make sure you do get a good warm-up in. This can take anywhere between 5 minutes to some people, it can take up to 20 minutes. You don't necessarily need to go that far, but a nice general warm-up, that's 5 minutes, whatever it is, whether it's running on a treadmill, doing the elliptical for a little bit, riding on the bicycle, or if you're doing some kind of dynamic stretching to help warm up your nervous system, get it prepared for activity, loosen up your muscles, get the blood flowing a little bit, whatever it is, make sure you're doing it. This is more important, especially if you haven't been doing it already. If you haven't been up to par with the rest of your kind of exercise programs while you've been stuck at home with COVID and not in the gym. The next thing I do want to talk about is making sure that you set your body up first. So what I mean by this is when you go to do an exercise, whether that is you're doing like a stretch or when you're doing a weightlifting maneuver or you're doing some kind of activity, whether that is the treadmill, make sure you're doing your activity correctly. Make sure you're activating the muscles appropriately. So if you're going to do, say, a deadlift, make sure you're holding your stomach tight, you're bending at the hips, you're bending at the knees a little bit to make sure that everything's nice and soft, make sure everything is not rigid, make sure you are having the appropriate stability at the same time, so making sure that everything is contracted and make sure that your posture is correct so that when you do perform the exercise of the maneuver, you do not have any negative effects from it. Because if you haven't been up to doing any of the exercises that you were used to doing, or because you've been out of the gym, you haven't been able to do it, it is something to keep in mind. It is something to make sure that you do. You may need to use less resistance. You may need to use less speed, and that's okay. It's something you're mentally going to have to cope with. It is hard for some people. It's even hard for me. I know that sometimes when I do fall off the wagon myself and I'm trying to work on building myself back up, I know that I have to take it down a notch. I know that I have to drop down the speed. I know that I have to drop down the resistance. I know that I have to work on my form and my stability first before I can kind of stack that back up and build myself up to the person I used to be. And that's going to have to be what it is for right now. But it is something that you can get back to. Don't get discouraged. It's completely fine. You're not the only one out there that is going to be going through this. The next thing, focusing on your form more than the effort that you're doing. So again, this is compounding on the fact of making sure that your body is set before you do the exercise, making sure that you're activating appropriately, make sure your posture is okay. And then on top of that is you need to focus on your form. You may need to, you're not going to be able to do it as fast as you used to, especially if you're doing it with heavier resistance. So slow it down, drop the resistance a little bit, make sure you are doing it with the appropriate form, because when you have the appropriate form, you're reinnervating, or you're kind of retraining your brain and your nervous system to move the way it's used to moving before everything happened with COVID and before you stopped going to the gym. So make sure that your form becomes paramount. Because when your form is paramount, you're more likely going to build quicker than if for some reason you didn't use the appropriate posture, you didn't use the appropriate form, you kind of set yourself back because you have a muscle strain or some kind of slight injury, if you want to put it that way. And that is something that can happen. So just be careful out there, everybody. Make sure you're doing everything correctly and you're following. If you're working with a personal trainer, make sure that they are guiding you in the appropriate way. So again, once we start getting back into the gym, this is after a couple of weeks, you want to gradually add that resistance. You want to gradually add that speed. You gradually want to add extra sets and reps. So if you haven't been to the gym and you're used to doing 3 sets of 10, just as a wide example, you may have to start at 4 sets of 5 or 3 sets of 5 and kind of build up. You may have to do 2 sets of 10 instead of 3 sets of 10, even at a lower resistance, just because the muscles are not either prepared, or you don't want to be injured, or you're kind of not sure how things are going to go. So just please make sure that you are taking your time. You are kind of being smart about it, making sure that you are dialing down a little bit, just getting the feel for things again before you start adding things and stacking it up. I don't want you ending up in my clinic. I want to make sure that you guys are staying healthy and happy out there in the gym doing everything that you love to do. And the last thing is being consistently persistent. The fact that you are getting back into the gym now, the fact that you are able to kind of work this in now, you need to bring it back into your life. It's something that you haven't had for 5 months, and you're used to going to the gym maybe 3 to 5 times a week. So kind of making sure you're fitting that back into your schedule so that you are consistently persistent in getting back to the person that you used to be. Making sure that you are kind of working of finding that specific time during your day where you're available, or making that time during your day that you are available so that you can get into the gym, so that you are able to become the person that you used to be or that you want to become. So I hope this, guys, has been informative for you. I hope that it has been helpful. If anybody does have any questions, please, I'm going to stay on here for a little bit longer. Please comment down below. If you guys have any questions, let me know what you're doing as far as the gym. Are you going back? Are you not going back? Please, you can either comment down below or you can message me directly. I'd be more than happy to discuss it, especially if you're having some fears about either going back to the gym, whether that is fear related to COVID-19 and only having 33% of the gym being taken up by people, and you're having to wear a mask at the same time. If you do have any fear, it's completely fine that you do have fear. It's completely fine that we're unsure about which gym is going to be doing what kind of policies, but hopefully they are doing the maximal kind of effort in order to make sure that everybody that does go to the gym now stays safe. I do hope that, a lot of people are taking this advantage to be smart about it, so that we don't have to shut them down again. Just in my neighborhood alone, there's been a bunch of gyms, small individualized, personalized, private gyms that have shut down. There's bigger gyms like Retro Fitness. There's been a couple of those that have shut down in my area. And even A Gold's Gym in my area has also shut down. So I want you guys to be smart for whoever is going. Be smart for yourself. Be smart for the person next to you or around you, just so that you are able to keep them safe and you're safe, yourself safe as well. I thank everybody again for tuning in. So far in all these videos, this is the most likes I've gotten on this live stream at one specific time while I'm still on here. So again, whoever tuned in, whoever liked this post, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I hope to talk to you guys soon next week, again on Tactical Tuesdays. If you guys have any topics, please let me know down below, comment, please please share this out so that other people can get the information that I am putting out. Share it with your friends. I want to make sure that you guys are getting the information that you need to make sure that you guys stay healthy. I will be calling it for right now. I will talk to you guys soon, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.